I'm so happy to tell you guys that this is going to be the luckiest week of 2024. We have an oasis of sweet goodness in the middle of the month of September. It's really activating this week, Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday. And it is a beautiful flow between Venus in her home kingdom of Libra. She's super powered up here, flowing to Jupiter as he moves through the sign of Gemini. And while we will have a similar lucky week coming up around December the 20th, it's just not as powerful because Jupiter will be retrograde and Venus will be in Aquarius. In today's video, I'm going to get you prepared for this incredible weekend ahead because you can use this energy to your advantage. I want to show you how to make your own luck using this beautiful trine between these two benefic planets. We're also going to talk about the bigger cycles that Jupiter and Venus do together. And we're also going to cover a nice light touch in the middle of the week where Mercury and Mars come into a sextile relationship that opens up some really good communication channels in each of our lives, as well as action channels. So we'll get that covered as well. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My name is Lori Lothian, and I am using the Western Tropical Zodiac Astrology. Big stars and minor asteroids are always in my sky stories. And today we're going to talk about the stars, asteroids, Zeus, Requiem, Grieve, and Nessus, as well as some very powerful stars connected to where Venus and Jupiter are sitting, particularly the stars Capella and Mufrid and Arneb. These three stars have different stories to tell us, and we're going to look into how these Venus-Jupiter star constellation mix-ups and matchups can indicate how this plays out for the world at large midweek and for each of us individually. Now, a reminder that Venus is the goddess of love and peace and friendship and money and currency, but also, in Libra, more about contracts, agreements, partnerships, and treaties, including peace. So we can only be hopeful in a world filled with war that some kind of unlikely breakthrough happens with Ukraine and Russia or Gaza, etc. Second of all, Jupiter is the god of wisdom, truth, and knowledge. And he's also the sort of the big Santa Claus, fairy godfather. He brings expansion, hope, faith, optimism, growth, and prosperity. So we have a double your money, double your luck energy in the middle of the week. I like to think of this as like, I got a 4-leaf clover in my hair and I got one in my hand and I've got, horseshoes up, you know what, but it doesn't just always happen to you. And that's why I really love the week of, I didn't even introduce it, September 9th to the 15th, the week of September 9th to the 15th to help us all grab a slice of the goodness and proactively take charge of how it may be useful in our lives. So this is a very proactive reading, not a sit back and wait for it to land on your head, but rather how you can also, when opportunity knocks, jump. Know that the leap will be safe if you jump for that knocking opportunity, because Jupiter is opportunity. Now, before we get going into the deep dive of this week ahead, please, if you're new to my channel, give me a try, hit that like button, subscribe. This is my livelihood, and your like, subscribes, and notification bell so you don't miss it. One of my 20 all sign videos every month. It helps my channel, right? And it helps me grow as a astrologer here, as a content creator. Second of all, I have my Skyreader class. Skyreader, be your own astrologer, time your best life. 5th time teaching this class. It is going to start the last weekend in September. Live classes, 6 weeks long. You get coaching calls with me and a homework space on Facebook, private group, optional, of course. And we're going to go through the very basics of astrology, enough to understand what a planet, a house, and the basic concepts are. And then I'm going to give you timing tools that you can use that are not too complicated, so I can teach you to fish instead of me giving you that darn fish. So it's how to read your own chart and use timing tools for your life and beyond transits. And transits can be kind of complicated and sometimes ineffective in ancient traditional astrology. So I'll be showing you how to use easier and even more productive tools. So come join me. There's a description box below. You can click it. You can get the course description down there, as well as on the early bird discount waitlist. Of course, I'm not opening this shopping cart / enrollment tuition cart until the 14th or the 15th, because I'm going to harness the lucky energy in the sky. And I'm going to teach you to do that today as well. So let's get rolling. Everyone knows me. I'm what I call a mundane astrologer as well. I look at world events through the lens of astrology. I always do that because I like that. And if you don't, you can jump ahead to your timestamp. In the comments below, you'll see pinned timestamps for topics I'm covering and of course, your sign. And you can also look, of course, at the chapters, which means click the title of the button and it breaks down the different spots you can jump to. If you want to listen today for your rising sign, think of it like the avatar in the game of life. You know, you're going to go into a video game or a simulation, you got to pick a character. Your soul picked the character of your rising sign. Don't know your rising sign? Check up down below how to cast your chart in whole sign houses and how to find your rising sign. It's one of my free tutorials. Under the More button, scroll down, you'll find everything you need to know. Also, if you want to listen for your sun, it can be like that eternal essence that's beyond time and space, your spirit, your true self. But it's also that becomes the game player, you know, that plays the role of the avatar ascendant. But also, you know, it's your career, your purpose. It's the why of you being incarnated on the earth. So the why of you being here can be connected to that sun, your purpose, your career, your motive for being here. And then your moon is really like the animating force for the body itself, the prana, the chi, the thing that gives us the breath of life. And so often it can connect to body and health matters, as well as mental and emotional health and wellness, and how you perceive yourself within the character and how you react to the world. But on another practical note, it can also be your home and matters to do with nest and home, as well as moon is also mother figures, and sun is father figures. Okay, got the lay of the land. Listen for your rising sign and sun sign for sure. Use the moon as icing on the optional icing on the cake. All right. So first thing I want to talk about then is the week ahead. Let me just make some broad statements about the week ahead. Let me show you the sky as well. So we're going to cover today, they're a very light touch on world astrology. This video is also going to be long enough. Let me say a few things about the sky. Then let's move to the synodic cycles of Jupiter and Venus. I may be doing a deep dive on this on a video for Thursday, where I really go into the archetypes and also the synodic cycles of this. But if I don't, let me give you the basics here. So basically, first of all, this is our current sky. Before I give you the cycles, this is our current sky. And I set it for September the 14th, which is Saturday. So Saturday and Sunday, I go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Yay, everybody. Into Monday, you'll have a bleed out over there. And you can see that Venus, the goddess of love, beauty, harmony, is in her home kingdom of Libra. And she is going to be in a beautiful flow, looking back over her shoulder, all right, at Jupiter. She's already been in touch with Jupiter. And that's what I really want to focus on, to explain something to you. Now, what this is called are synodic cycles, okay? And what it means is that Jupiter and Venus will come together in the sky on a regular rhythm of once a year. And when they do that, they reset a button, like a reset button on your odometer for love and prosperity themes, plenty, abundance, luck, prosperity, hope, optimism, and goodness. Two benefics reset their button when they co-join every single year in a different place and a different sign. So what we want to note is that when this last happened, when they joined hands together in the sign of what, when, where, what is going on now is an extension of that. So to be really clear, what we are extending from, right, from, okay, is when Venus co-joined Jupiter, right? Conjunct Jupiter by sitting on top of him on May the 23rd, 2024. In the sign of Taurus, indeed at the last degree of Taurus, 29 Taurus. So in essence, this is an extension of something that's already begun. And what you can simply do to make it easy is think about your Taurus sky. For an Aries rising, that would be the Taurus sky is the second house of money, earnings, or Aries sun and moon, money, earnings, and possessions, and overall wealth, as well as dietary style, things you put in your mouth and will not put in your mouth if not necessary. And the Jupiter, the god of everything good, everything beautiful, everything plentiful, everything lucky, joined with Venus, the goddess of all things harmonious, peaceful, and pleasurable. And they said, let's reset this button. Let's do a big reset button in the part of the sky that is Taurus. And now we have the first or opening trine to bring that, push that forward with a bit more luck, to push that forward with a bit more flow, opportunity, and ease. Because ultimately, even though Jupiter is sitting here in Gemini and Venus is here in Libra, it still connects to the starting point. Guys, think of this as when you play a board game. How many of us play board games when we were kids? Most of us. I used to love Sorry, Trouble. I hated Monopoly. Every board game has Payday. You guys remember Payday? Every board game, I'm the 60s baby, every board game has a starting point. And this is what this was. This is the zero start point of the game of Venus and Jupiter co-joining here. As she moves around, she'll square, she'll oppose. We're not going to do that. We're talking about the easier transitions of the first opening trine, and there will be a closing trine here. Venus will come into Aquarius and she will close up shop and finish up unfinished business when she is going to be here moving through Aquarius in December, and on December the 20th, she will flow to Jupiter retrograde here. So you will note that this is two stories, but which one is better? Venus in Libra is better. Jupiter retrograde next time, and Venus just in Spock like Aquarius is not the best story. So, well, this is the first of two trines. It is by far the stronger of the two lucky breaks that come through Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday, into each of our lives. Now, while I do think that this trine is powerful, it's important to remember that Jupiter is out of dignity. We call him in the sign of his exile. He doesn't like it in detail-oriented Gemini. He'd rather be playing up in the Sagittarius space in this particular sky. The good news is Mercury is in great dignity, and he witnesses Jupiter. In other words, he can talk to Jupiter, and he can tell Jupiter what to do. He is in a whole sign square to Jupiter. He has a telephone hotline to Jupiter. So Jupiter has some backup from Mercury in the sign of Virgo. So it gives us some secondary strength here that we wouldn't have otherwise if Mercury was unable to witness Jupiter. Because you see, Jupiter's in Mercury's home. And if I was visiting your house, you'd call me up and say, water the plants, walk the dog, do something that is important for my home. So Jupiter is taking orders from this dignified Mercury. Mercury rules news and news cycles, and we may see news and news cycles. I hear the question some of you may be asking, because what I love about my astrology followers is you guys have curious and learning minds. If Venus can only come in to a conjunction to Jupiter in the sign of Taurus once every 12 years and set a new button that takes a year to fulfill itself with good things, your question is probably apt. You're asking me simply, and hopefully, when was the last time Jupiter and Venus co-joined in the sign of Taurus? And I'm going to show you that right now, and I'm going to give you context historically for that idea. Well, I'll show it to you. I will tell it to you, alrighty? Because what we're doing is we're really looking at what Jupiter and Venus want to create, this positive and lucky and fruitful and plentiful and abundant and prosperous around love and money and friendship and peace and opportunity in the Taurus part of your sky through right now the Gemini and the Libra aspects of reality. So let's talk about the last times Jupiter started with Venus, a new cycle in Taurus, so you can compare notes, right? So let's take a look at this simple chart. I think I can make it big enough for you to screenshot this one, okay? Let me see if I can blow it up a bit. I think you got it. So here we have basically from astroseek.com, a wonderful resource. So I just want you to know these are the last time that Jupiter, Venus reset your button for a 12-year cycle. And you can see 52, 1976. Take a screenshot if you like, 2000, 2012, 2024, and not seen again until 2035. And the reason we're talking about it, because those years that followed these dates, roughly the 12 months that followed each of these dates, you were resetting the Taurus part of your whole sign sky, meaning you have 12 pie slices, equal divisions, 30 degrees. Don't use Placidus. It's a mess. You can have an intercepted house and you have no house meaning. Just try whole signs for a bit. If you're born in like Finland or North Pole, South Pole, you're going to have like two houses sometimes intercepted within one house, like two signs intercepted within one house. It doesn't work at latitude. So high latitude, low latitude, extreme places on the earth, even Scotland, even like Vancouver, Canada can have some really big skews. So just cast your chart in whole sign houses. It's the ancient tradition. How to do that, there's a video in my description box, free tutorial. Bottom line, on using free software. This is what you want to look at, guys. You don't want to look at the transient weather. I don't know how many times I have to say this. Life is cycles within cycles. It's spiraling into new iterations every time. You get a ton of do-overs. And we're not here to look at the daily weather. I don't want to be your weather girl. I want to tell you it's raining today, it's cloudy tomorrow. I'd rather say huge meteorological event, coming in off of, the Japan current heading to Vancouver could sock us in for days, not go, it's rainy today, it's sunny today, it's rainy today, it's sunny today. What the hell is of no use? This is the big picture story. Oh, Lord. And this is why I'm writing my book about this for my agent. So look at the 1952, 1976, 2000. You can see it's May, 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 and then it moves in 2012 to March, 2024 to May, and 2035 to May. The aberration in March was retrogradation stories. Probably Venus and Jupiter were having a co-retrograde year, and that because Venus is retrograde is every second year, and that led to, is that right? I think so. Anyway, brain came on offline, but it leads to this problem of that glitch in the May timeframe. But for the most part, this is the story. So keep that in mind. Hope you had a chance to screenshot that if that's your cup of tea, and you want to go back when I'm doing your all signs, perhaps to just kind of think about how was it in 2012 March. Add a year, how was it in the year 2000 May, add a year, and onwards, backwards, right? And think about the meanings of the Taurus whole sign house in your natal sky. And there are 12 meanings to the 12 whole sign houses. You can grab my free meanings of the 12 houses PDF in my description box and download it for nothing and use that as a guidepost for yourself. I hope that helps. I'm here to teach you astrology, not give it to you on a platter where you need me or any other oracle to tell you what the heck's going on in the world. One thing to say before we do it, the asteroids, the stars, the Sabian symbols, is simply this. Venus is, when she co-joined with Jupiter in Taurus, in the sign of her home kingdom, in the sign of her dignity, okay? And that's the plus. That is what matters. That co-joining is meaning that you have a very strong beginning when she co-joins in Jupiter in Libra or Taurus or the sign of her exaltation Pisces, super strong. And you can see the co-joining May the 23rd, 2024 happen at 29 degrees of Taurus. So if you, of course, have any planets inside Taurus within the last 5 degrees, even 25 to 29 Taurus, I'm going to tell you, those planets were activated at that conjunction. And this is sophisticated astrology if I start to break down the meaning of each planet regarding this conjunction. So I may do a deep dive into that on Thursday. I might even do that live. I've never done a live. Try something new on my channel, but I don't have time for that. That's a tutorial, really. So, but your sun, moon, and rising at 29 or near 25 to 29 Taurus, you guys are really resetting your life. You're really making a big change, because you can see, I keep going back to this, I should have stayed there, that if you go back to 2012, it was people near 9 Taurus, sun, moon, and rising, that had the most turbocharged reboot. And anytime we talk about a sign, we look for angularity. So here, and by the way, 20 degrees Taurus in 2000, we're looking to say, hey, guys, and also all the signs across the way, Scorpio opposing that, Aquarius and Leo. So Scorpio, Aquarius, and Leo get the most turbocharges from that reset button that now we're looking back at is May 23rd. Let's get back to this week's guy, which is the opening gift. I should call this the opening gift. It's the opening gift from the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus. Okay, it's the first door prize. So this opening gift for everybody is connected to Venus on a star called Mufrid. Now, this is not a star that I normally use, and she's the faster moving planet. So she has a little bit more of she's the game maker, and she's in her dignity, not in her fall. So this position of the planet Venus, backed up by the star Mufrid, Mufrid, is incredibly important. And the star is in the constellation of Bootes, Bootes, or Bootes, or whatever you want to call it, bestows confidence, exuberance, deep faith, resilience, strength. If you take life on full throttle, I'm reading the software just so you know, and it helps you get off the ground and start over if something goes wrong. So it's not how many times you fall down off that horse, it's how many times you get back up that matters. So it literally is that energetic of get back up on your horse and get going again. Don't give up, have faith, have resilience, have strength. And so she's with that star for faith and resilience and strength. And she's in her dignity. And that feels positive because she is with that south node, which is also its own kind of challenge by whole sign proximity, which is, of course, something that can damage Venus. But she's set with the south node on September the 3rd. Okay, so it's behind her now. So it's an old story. And sometimes the south node is just deep spiritual wisdom and deeper awareness. Oh, I don't think I'm in the big mode. Hang on a sec. Now, what about the other stories here? I'm going to keep going back and forth between large and small screen. Hang in there. Well, I could also point to the fact that in the sky, we are seeing something else. We are seeing the energy here of Jupiter also hanging out with a host of characters. Jupiter isn't by himself. He's super busy with the star Capella, Arneb, and the asteroids that are sitting here. This is one I don't use much, Altjira, and this asteroid right here is Requiem, like Requiem. It's a big funeral for someone famous, or like a big celebratory, honoring of someone who's passed away. When Queen Elizabeth passed away and her funeral was happening, the asteroid Requiem was right active on her sky. So, there may be something for the world. This is your mundane astrology, positive because it is a trine, but there may be some big funeral for somebody to honor somebody coming up as the week progresses and we move towards Friday through to Monday. Requiem can be very literal, and I wouldn't take that as enough information. But remember, I told you that this is the territory that belongs to the planet Mercury at Gemini. Mercury is the owner of the territory in his home kingdom, Virgo, good for the details, good for announcements, good for news stories. And he's with the asteroid Grieve, like when you have something or someone to grieve. In this regard, it's possible that we're going to see some story in the world about a significant figure passing away, and maybe even, this idea of a funeral or the beginning of planning it. I don't know, but this is definitely something in the sky as the week progresses. And Mercury's tracking right there with Requiem. That's how you say it, Requiem on September the 14th and 15th. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday into Monday, maybe a passing of somebody in the news cycle, but it's all trine energy. And I don't think it's particularly difficult. What about Capella? Remember I said that the asteroid Capella is involved. The star Capella is involved with Jupiter as well as Arneb. Capella is in the Auriga constellation, and it's one of the biggest stars and most bright stars there. And it brings good fortune. Okay. So it's all kinds of abundance and gratitude that brings rewards. So gratitude, rewards, abundance, and good fortune are where Capella, I think it's a shoulder of the rabbit, the hare in the constellation of Auriga, which is the hare. And so what you can say here is that we see, with Jupiter, a good fortune star, and then the star Arneb. This is the alpha star of this constellation of the hare, Lepus, clever, sensitive, alert, understands what people want and gives it to them, but also is a star that is well known for public relations, having a natural ability, if it's in your natal chart, for being good at public relations. Well, if you want to think about news, grief, requiem, and then a public relations type of star on this stellium here, that does seem to say to me that we're going to see something connected to those themes. I don't know what else I could imagine this could be at all, really. And anything else I want to say? I'm looking at the back end again of my notes for you guys, and I'm sorry I keep changing the size of that thing. I didn't bring up Altjira. So the asteroid Altjira is to the right of Jupiter from your visual vantage point. It's that thing that looks like an upward arrow with a scoop, and it has to do with the following themes. The old myth is Altjira brought the universe into being by dreaming it. It is said that Altjira is willing to help anyone and everyone who asks who is willing to work with the dream time. And that's an Aboriginal astrology. Aboriginal people of Australia have the idea that nothing exists in reality. It's in the dream time. I'll explain that in a minute. Finding solutions in dreams and applying them when you awaken. Finding solutions in dreams and applying them when you awaken. So let's go back to the idea that Jupiter, the greater benefic for prosperity, family, children, hope, faith, truth, wisdom, knowledge, optimism, guru, dispeller of darkness, Santa Claus, fairy godfather, slightly under the weather in the Gemini story, but is on a literally an ability to use the dream time, not your nighttime dreams either. I know that's the delineation to bring your things into reality, but also the dream time is more like the 0 point field or the quantum foam. It's like whatever gives rise to this thing that seems so real, but is made of nothing. The divine imagination maybe is a better word for the dream time, because the dream time is primary. Anytime you see it here, like you knock on wood or clank on my porcelain teacup, it's already been formed from the dream time. It's the output, right? It's not the input. So the input is the dream time for the output of reality. And in essence, I'm encouraging you to use this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, especially Saturday, Sunday, to harness this ability to dream something into being, as well as on a practical level. I say, do things on Friday, Saturday, like send the most important email that you have to send, reach out to that friend for the most important phone call or business opportunity, write that resume. I'll be using it to harness opening my enrollment card. I'll be writing my first draft, starting it, of my book proposal for my agent. Those are the kinds of things you call auspicious elections. It is literally choosing a positive sky in the most simplest sense to harness something useful, because how something is seeded is how it ends. Like how it begins is how it ends. Go in right, come out right. And so this is your time to use this energy, not let it go by like a beautiful sunny day and you could go to the beach and have a great time. Speaking of beach is an interesting thing with the Sabian symbols. They're channeled by Elsie Wheeler, and these Sabian symbols are sort of like channeled information about each of the degrees of the zodiac. And Jupiter is sitting on a Sabian symbol at the time of the perfected trine, Saturday, Sunday. And the symbol is because we see the 20-degree Jupiter round up to 21, and it's a labor demonstration, a protest. And the author of the book I like to use, Diana E. Roche, Screen of Prophecy, Sabian Symbol book, she talks about breaking free of restrictions and limitations that undermine the basic rights and freedoms of men. So it's really like a civil rights or human rights movement archetype. And she says the key words are strike, riot, rally, campaign. Rally, campaign, strike, protest, grievance. And we have the asteroid Grieve, but there's grievances when people do like labor protests, grievances. So protesting from grievance, objection, outcry, dissent, breaking free, courage, injustice, inequity. So we see those energies playing out with Jupiter, but he's on positive stars, right? I talked about the Capella, Arneb. He's also with the asteroid that I already mentioned, which is Requiem. So we may have something about someone passing and maybe an uprising because of it anywhere in the world. Doesn't have to be United States. And Venus happens to be on, interestingly, that's why I said beach. 21 Libra is how we round up. From when the conjunction happens, she will be at 20 degrees of Libra. So we round up to 21 Libra, and the key word is a crowd upon the Sabian symbol is a crowd upon the beach. Once again, riots and crowds, protests and crowds. We're getting those energies here. So keep it in mind. She says, go with the flow, relax, enjoy yourself, friendliness. Of course, everyone thinks of the beach as a positive place, right? But you see the eerie coincidence of things that involve gatherings of people, a requiem, such a funeral kind of celebration service, a beach, a crowded beach, and of course, collective protests or riots or, demonstrations of some kind. So there's that energy in the sky for this, and it's playing out all week, but it gets more intense as we close in on the weekend. Now, Finally, the last thing I want to say about the general principle of the sky, I didn't mention asteroid Nessus, the god of revenge, the planetary celestial body that represents revenge, traveling with Saturn and Neptune. And of course, don't forget, we see this is sea and water retrograde. It's also homeless, displaced, refugee type folks, Pisces. And we see Saturn's retrograde from the past, homeless, refugee, displaced peoples from the past, revenge. Keep that in mind. I don't know what the revenge could be. That's a side story because we still love this happy story, but I have to bring it up because eventually that asteroid's going to be kicked into gear when we see Mercury come opposite that asteroid. And even though I am jumping ahead, and I know I am, I want you to be aware of the gnarly sky that's coming up because, well, we do have this beautiful opening now and we can use it. And who doesn't want to use it, right? It's a beach day. Let's have a beach day. Let's have a beach Friday through next Monday. I'm sorry, the software is just like moving without me. Look, no hands, Ma. You got to be kidding me. So this happens to me a lot. Like, I don't know why. We're almost getting to your sign. So you're going to see the energy around we're going to move back in time. It could be as early as the 18th. I just want you to be aware there's this lurking revenge asteroid sitting here, and we'll start to feel it actually kind of gearing up or, getting ready to do something approximately around the 18th. Okay. So we'll say the 18th to the 23rd of September. That's when things aren't so wonderful. So grab the wonderful while you can, grab the goodness while it's here, is what I'd say. Are you still watching in the live premiere and you forgot to hit my like button? Well, why not? What's an ethical bribe? I'll smile. Give it a try and subscribe, please, if you like it. Some people got dumped in my June subscriber dump, which YouTube might have dumped out 4,000 subscribers. I keep hearing about how many people you've been subscribed for years and you were dumped in June. If you think you're subscribed, you might not be. Go take a look. Now, did they do that wash of bots? They say it's bots. I think I might have gotten shadow banned or something. So September the 9th through the 15th. We start off Monday and Tuesday. It's super swell. Not much is happening. It's really calm. Then on Wednesday and Thursday, Wednesday in particular, Sun squares Jupiter. Forget about your life. It's probably something to do with, you could have a clash with an authority figure, but Jupiter is people in leadership positions and power, and the royalty and the gentrified and the rich. And the Sun is leader and world leader as well. So there's going to be some kind of justice, Jupiter squaring leader, some kind of story going on, some kind of vibe. Mercury and Virgo wants to tell all the stories that are fit to print when the Sun is squaring Jupiter. And the Sun is squaring Jupiter for only a day. So it's such a small glitch in the matrix of your reality. Let's just show you the sky. I know a lot of you like to see what I'm talking about. I forgot to put it back. Okay. So we start off Monday and Tuesday, and it's kind of like an emptiness there. There's not a lot really exactly happening. We're building up for Wednesday, Sun, Jupiter square, but we're not quite there yet. And in that sense, it's a pretty easy slip into Monday and Tuesday without feeling a whole lot is really going on. So I'm going to the 9th. No, of course not. My software is going way ahead of me. I'm just going to take my hands off. And it's not even Mercury retrograde, and it's not even that. All right. All right, got it. All right, so we're starting Monday, and we can see the Sun is at 17 degrees of Virgo, and it wants to come into a difficult conversation with Jupiter, and we get there by Wednesday. All right. So by Wednesday and Thursday, Sun and Jupiter are in square relationship to each other. Jupiter wants to bring opportunity. He's got a hangover from COVID. Mercury tells him what to do. And the Sun with Mercury is okay. A battle of will, a battle of power, a battle of authority, or something difficult in the world to do with justice and legal agreements and fairness and even wealth, a world leader with a money problem. But it's just fleeting. It's Wednesday, Thursday. It happens on the yearly. But in the sign of Gemini, where Jupiter's sitting, of course, not since 12 years ago. And then that passes and we move on to Friday. And I would say Whoop, sorry, I forgot to tell you something. On Wednesday and on Thursday, Mercury will flow to Mars in a sextile that happens twice a year from different positions. So Mars is sitting here, hanging out at 4 degrees and enjoying the ride of the sign of Cancer outside of his happy zone, though, of course, he's in detriment. I always think of him as a patriot. He's a mega movement type energetic. He wants to defend the home and homeland, defend the family, defend those he's loyal to, like the family nest, save the nest, mother bear. Okay, there's a positive one. Or, a bird swooping over other birds that are predators to save the babies in the nest. Like very Mars, in Cancer. But he also can be losing his mind, homicidal, suicidal, berserker, emotionally reactive warrior. And so that's not always so great. He'll be here, unfortunately, for about 6 months through till next June. And it's a long story. Go watch my deep dive Mars video until next April 18th, I should say, when Mars is going to start. Well, he's there already. He's here till November 4th, moving through this part of the sky. It's good for some things. I got a Mars video on how to harness it. It's already out for all signs. But anyway, Mars in detriment is flowing to Mercury in detriment. I mean, in dignity. So dignified Mercury and battered up and run down Mars. Well, the good news is Mercury, because he's in good dignity. So possibly things to do with powerful, bold speech. So delivering a speech, like giving a talk. In this case, Virgo represents the people in leadership positions in the USA government, for example. And therefore, the United States government may be making some big speeches, like that would be Biden, Harris, or people in the administration. So some bold speech to do with war. Maybe the State Department comes up with a major announcement or something in the United States, and that could happen anytime Wednesday, Thursday, give or take a day or two before, so Tuesday through Friday. And Mercury is strong and capable, and yet you also have the asteroid Grieve that's tracking with him. So an announcement that involves war and grief, it can't just be that simple, Mars is definitely going to be talking to the themes of the home and homeland stories. And it happens to be that in the chart of Israel, this is the 10th house of leaders, right? So the people in power of Israel, which is Natanyahou at this point and his people, this is where the Mars is a detriment, does not do well for his government holding on to power over the next few months. But Mars up here in the nation of Israel's 10th house of political leaders and the party in power is having announcement energy from Mercury. So we could see some news coming out of Israel about their leaders, from their leaders, that's going to be important. But again, the asteroid Grieve, what is the grieving part of the story? And finally, the happiest part of the sky, of course, we all love, is why we're doing this video today. How are you guys feeling about a little bit of a lucky break? The luckiest sky, the luckiest week energetically in 2024, except for the conjunction that happened on May the 23rd. The only thing about the Taurus conjunction is playing out now. It was lucky then. I told you I did a video about this back in May, and I said, it's the luckiest week of the year, but it's the seed of the luck that takes a year to unfold. And here we are in the first petal blossoming in an easy and lucky way. That's what's so beautiful about it. And we're going to do this very simply today, because I'm not going to do much else than the lucky break, which is Friday through Monday, and not cover the Mercury, Sun, Jupiter stuff. Otherwise, we'll be here for 1,000 years. But here's the deal. This here is Saturday, and you see Venus is just about 19 degrees and 54 minutes, cusping into 20 degrees. If I was to go ahead by an hour, she'd be there. But by the time we get to here, oh, she jumps so fast, that little speedy ball that she is. That's already on Sunday. Let's take her ahead by a few hours and see if we can get the precision conjunction. If you want to do astrological magic, for example, make a talisman, make a painting, do something that you embed positive energy into. I mean, this is not the most amazing, but you can do it because you do have Jupiter sitting there with these positive stars, Capella and Arneb, and you see Venus with Mufrid, and you see the positive Sabians and dreaming into the dream time what you wish. Well, why not make a talisman on this day? And yes, got some difficult planetary placements, but it's not the end of the world. Nothing is really obstructive to the goodness, in my humble opinion, in very elemental astrological talismanic or an election astrology. You don't have to be an expert to grab this trine that only comes back in 12 more years. So here we have Venus. I'm going to get exact to the conjunction as best I can. There she's at 20 degrees and 30 minutes. Okay, I went a little far. And there she is at 2027. And there she is at 2024. And we're pretty close here. She's just minutes away from perfecting. But for all those sticklers, let's get it perfect for your perfect email, phone call, opening your shopping cart, buying a stock. Please be careful. The markets are going to tumble, probably 80% likely on the astrology, let alone the economics of it, honestly. Wow. I'm trying to move her backwards, but she's really stubbornly clinging to that position. How long? Oh, there she goes. Okay, so we see this 20 degree, 23 minute Venus and Jupiter 20 degree, 23 minutes, right? Which is a 7, 2, 4, and 3 is 7. 7 is a very spiritual number, has to do with K2, deep spiritual wisdom and knowledge, also chariot, victory, success in the tarot, many layers to the number 7. And she is with K2, the South Node here as well. So the 7 can be a K2 spiritual surrender, spiritual deepening archetype. But how this looks for you is September the 14th at 10:25 p.m. in Vancouver, Canada, Pacific Daily Time, or at 1:25 a.m. in the USA, Eastern Daily Time, or sometime in, oh my gosh, so give me a break, 4:00 in the morning, maybe 4:30 in the morning or something like that, just for your time zone, guys. In England or in Europe, just go 10:25 p.m. PDT, Pacific Daily Time. Go to Google and adjust for your time zone. That's when it's pretty exact. So you don't have to be perfect on this. The whole of Sunday and the whole of Saturday are auspicious. If you want to do something that's going to be, I want to set it up for something good to happen, it's better to do it on Saturday, because Venus is moving into the goodness of connecting to Jupiter. When we move past this 10:25 or 10:30 p.m. on the 14th, Saturday in Pacific Daily Time, she's finished her business and moving on. So for purposes of choosing an event, it's nicer often to choose to get to the place where the planet's moving toward the goodness, not away, because on Sunday she gets out of this story and that's already behind her in my time zone, right? Adjust for your time zone, especially Australians, right? So by the time we get to, I don't know, 10:30 p.m. on Sunday Pacific Daily Time, she's at 21.5 degrees. She's a full degree outside of what's already happened. So I will open my card on Saturday to get for the enrollment card for Skyreader to get her moving toward the goodness, for the fulfillment of the goodness to come. Does that make sense to you guys? In the comments, if you're into talismanic or astrological magic, the talismanic magic can be made at the exact conjunction or as it approaches as well, or just on the, I don't know if it's that important. I'm not an expert on talismanic astrological magic. If you want to study that, study with Nina Griffin. She's my teacher and she's brilliant. Okay, next. I would say we're going to go ahead and just do all signs. I usually cover world events ad nauseum, but I've had so much content on my channel about world events. I'll just say the last world event thing. Venus in her great dignity, okay? With that positive star, Mufrid. Do you remember what Mufrid was about, guys? Mufrid. Well, I probably should read it again, because this is also a part of your astrological magique. This is what you're going to use for the magic to unfold. And she's the faster moving planet, right? So Mufrid is this deep faith and resilience, strength to take on life full throttle. Who doesn't want that? Get up off the ground and start over if something goes wrong. It's that resilience energy that, really able to keep going no matter what, flowing to Jupiter on Capella and to Arneb. Capella, brightest and most beautiful stars for good fortune, manifold gifts, intellectual giftedness. I'm going to write my proposal. Abundance in a variety of forms, great rewards and gratitude. Oh, yes, I love you, Capella. Fixed star Arneb, the constellation of the hare, can bring you an instinct for public relations. Well, that's so perfect because I'm going to open my enrollment cart. So you get the idea, guys, that it's going to open up a very positive vibe on this Saturday, Sunday. Use it or lose it. It's 12 years before it happens again, but it will not be on these stars. It will not be on these stars. And it's the stars we're really wanting to grab and capture. All right. Now let's go into the next piece, which is the all signs portion of the session today. If something about world events comes to me, I'd say the very best I could see is maybe all the failed peace talks, because Israel's ascendant is at 21 or so degrees of Libra. All the failed peace talks, all the failed ceasefires. Okay, let me start over. How could this sky that's playing out around September 14th to the 16th look for the nation of Israel and the war in the Middle East? Well, because the star Mufrid and the movement of Venus on the ascendant of Israel is under a great deal of flow on Mufrid. If you don't succeed, try again, get back up on that horse. If you fall off, this is resilience. And I think as a goddess of peace flowing to Jupiter, justice, and don't forget, connections to Sabian symbols that represent protests and gatherings of people, that it's possible that the protests in Israel for a ceasefire to recover the remaining hostages equals success in breakthrough news in the week of September 9th to the 15th or 16th, finalizing some form of a ceasefire because of this sky. And that's my biggest hope. And I think it's likely to be something like that. All right, so let's go ahead and let's do your sign. And don't forget, listen for sun, moon, and rising. If you don't remember why, I explained it in the beginning of my video. And I always forget to say something. I forgot to tell you that the asteroid Zeus for King is sitting on the asteroid America, which is sitting on Pluto. So Zeus, death of an American king. Well, I don't think it's Trump. I don't think it's Kamala Harris. The only thing I can think is a former president may pass and there'll be a big funeral celebration, or Joe Biden. I'm not wishing anyone harm, but we do have Zeus King, Pluto death, and the asteroid America all in a triple conjunction in Capricorn. And therefore, yeah, let me make sure that Zeus is where I think he is, in case he's in a boundary slippage. Okay. And then we'll just go on with the week ahead. Sky. Well, let me show it to you because it is pretty daunting, actually. Can't believe I almost forgot to put it in. I knew it was there and I just forgot to draw it in for you. But I can't imagine this isn't particularly literal. America, Zeus, king, which in our days, president, Pluto, death. Pluto's retrograding, right? So it could be a king from the past, as I said. Maybe it is like, and so, by the way, is Zeus retrograding. But, is Biden a king from the past because he's not running? Or is it connected to one of the former U.S. leaders of some note? I mean, there's some big ones. It can even be Nancy Pelosi, or it could even be somebody like, go back, one of the George Bush Jr. Okay. Or it could be somebody in the current storyline. Who knows? I'm not going to, just because Pluto's retrograde doesn't always mean, king from the past. It could mean that, I don't even know. But if you guys have any thoughts about this before we get to it, you'll notice that there is a energetic square to Chiron. So who's a wounded leader, right? Who's a wounded leader? It doesn't have to be a literal death. Justin Trudeau is somebody who has a chironic activation on his midheaven, and he's under extreme duress right now. Some serious, he's in damage mode, and his Taurus midheaven is near Algol, where that Mars conjunction, we're talking Canadian politics, to Uranus happened, as it did almost assassinate Trump on his midheaven. And so off with Trudeau's head, for those Canadians who asked me to cover it, this could be Trudeau's head is lost, right? Goodbye, Trudeau's head, because Jagmeet Singh just literally stepped away from basically supporting a minority part of our government, just stepped away from an unconditional support for the party in power. And without that support, there could be an election called a non-confidence vote. An election could be called a year ahead of time. I would love that myself. And basically, this is Justin Trudeau unhappy, and he's lost his head. Now, is it literally a death of a king, or is it just some king will lose their power. So there's also Natanyahou, who, even though he is not America, this Capricorn is the home and homeland of the country of Israel. And it could indicate that Netanyahu loses his support because the economy might be tanking because he's at Sag rising. And the second house is implicated, which is the currency and the money of his own life, but as a leader of the country he rules. So the economy is tanking over there. So it could be he's going to be pushed out. But you'll see it in somewhat short order with this guy. So it should be September 9th to the 20th, maybe. You should see stories like this playing out. All right. Now I promise you, it really is your sign. I guarantee it. Let's go through Aries to Pisces. Get a pen, get a paper, get ready. This is your lucky sky. So I guess I'll be here probably 45 minutes at the most if you're trying to time it and you're in the live premiere. Otherwise, of course, you're watching later for 45 more minutes. And I know what you're doing. You are going to be just jumping ahead. Aries, 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 sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky is opening up, one of the luckiest times of this year. This beautiful flow between both Venus and Jupiter, and this energy opens up a corridor for you, or a doorway of opportunity. You're going to feel it Friday through Monday, but it's really important to know that Saturday and Sunday of this week, which will be of the 14th and 15th, are the strongest luck signature available. You are not just lucky because of this trine between fairy godmother and fairy godfather, and I've got it set for Sunday. I can always move back to the day before. But also the reminder that this energy has a cycle to it, as I introduced in the very beginning. And this is a cycle, by the way, that is connected to an older cycle of 1990. You want to go back to May of 76, May of 2000, and May of 2012, add a year for what good reset buttons happen in your Taurus sky right here. In the beginning, I explained that this is where the reset button happened between the planet Venus and Jupiter in Taurus on May 23rd of this year. Add a year, add a year. And this is the first opening blossoming petal. You want to reset in your money, in your finances, and in your dietary style. You want to create more prosperity, more money luck, more relaxation into your money luck. You might find it if you go back to May of 76, May of 2000, and March of 2012, and you add 12 months from those points, you had lucky financial outcomes or major dietary styles, changes of dietary style. All of those are very possible. Now, financial luck can occur many ways for you as a broad theme, including inheritances or sale of property from where Venus reset the button in the second house. And you might go back and notice if any of those brought you any significant luck. Like for example, I have some Aries placements, sun and moon, and I go back to May of 2000 to May of 2001, and I ask myself, the luck, I got some inheritance money from my father. So there's an example. Would you call it luck? Well, it's abundance, right? And he was elderly. So, it's an abundance energy. So abundance is here for you. And this is the opening, flowering petal of opportunity from that story. And you will see this most likely, if I'm not telling you to use it, you'll feel it as lucky opportunity and blessings through legal contracts, agreements, negotiations, or with your significant business or marriage partner, or through a client, audience, and marketplace person, and luck and abundance connected to your third house of trips, travel, writing projects, social media, and online world. Like for me, this could be like, oh, wow, that went viral. Or, oh my God, my teaching third house, and I opened the shopping cart and I attract a huge audience to my class. I've taught it now 4 times. I usually have no more than 60 students, and maybe there'll be so many more. I'll be surprised and delighted. So the opening act, the beginning, the door is opening for the year-long luck, and reminds you as well, I told you in December 30th, there'll be a second lucky activation as well, but this is the stronger one. How to use the third house, seventh house stories? Well, first of all, if you're going to sign a legal contract or agreement, do it. It's under super auspicious sky. If you want to take a trip, plan it or take it or book it. under this Friday through Monday energy. If you want to send that important piece of email, phone call, communication, publicity, and promotion in the third house of writing, communicating, and social media, do it on Saturday and Sunday. If you're employed, because there's the Mercury in the house of employment looking at Jupiter, ask your boss for the raise because you want a new contract, terms of service, or agreement. Ask for what you need or want in work environments. If you're changing your dietary style because of the conjunction in the second house in May, then if you are changing your dietary style from the May 23rd conjunction, maybe there's going to be some new health news, Mercury in the sixth house, that allows you to really shift the gears on how you eat differently. Don't know what it is, but it's auspicious. Maybe you read a book, see a podcast, get some new information. That's the third house. Your sibling younger than you brings some positive luck and blessings to you in a sextile, as well as potentially, depending on how old you are, the sibling 3 younger than you. So one younger and 3 younger than you can bring blessings, as well as the older sibling 3 older than you. So which way, good luck with and through siblings can bless a lot of you during this Friday through Monday timeframe. The energy here is also connected to the possibility of wanting to enroll in a course. If you've been thinking you want to study something, enroll in a course, it doesn't have to be Skyreader, Aries. This is going to bring you blessed outcomes from any sign up or enrollment or beginning of study that occurs, especially Friday of this week through to Monday of next week. And I would say that if you are a writer or a communicator, this is a great time to start any projects that involve communications, selling, marketing, and writing. All third house matters because it's the way you reach that audience with Venus blessing the house of marketplace, clients, and audience that looks so, so damn fortunate. You may as well get the fortune while it's hot. And anything else I want to tell you? And no, that's about it. And I kind of would say Jupiter in the third house and Venus here. Some people around you are having luck. Again, an aunt, uncle, cousin, sibling, neighbor, third house. Venus, seventh house, a spouse or business partner. So some lucky breaks for those close to you as well, and expansion and growth and goodness for those close to you as well. So it's not always about you, and you may see the luck flow through them. For example, maybe my partner gets a offer for a travel opportunity that could bring abundance to his life, but what will it serve me? Of course, because we share our money. So as a second house, my resources grow through my partner's luck. So there's another way to look at that sky. Alrighty. Don't forget to dream into the dream time. I gave you the name of the whole story, Altjira, the asteroid for dreaming through the dream time and making dreams real, and turning your dreams into reality. All that power is in the sky for you. Okay. And you want to make those dreams come true with writing, communicating, online social media, studying, learning, and teaching projects, younger sibling connections, and travel. Moving on to the next sign, which will be the sign of Taurus. Now, a special note for Taurus, you guys are ruled by Venus. She's the planetary body that is your guiding planet. And therefore, in this sense, this is a very important lucky week for you. You definitely want to go back, as I said in the beginning, to how this is about a bigger cycle that lasts a year. And this is the first of 2 lucky breaks, one in December 30th. This is a stronger one, all right, on the 14th, 15th of September. So beginning Friday through Monday, you're feeling this extreme luck coming through the part of your sky that is you. You are resetting a button. You are changing. You are having luck. You are growing because you are Taurus, and Jupiter and Venus reset your button for 1 whole year here on the date of May 23rd, 2024. And this is the opening flowering act of something good coming from it. Now, remind you that the last time Jupiter and Venus reset their button in Taurus was 2012, March. May of 2000 and May of 1976. And with each of those, add 12 months after those dates, because those were times in which you were particularly lucky in your own reality, luck with your health, right? Your body is part of the ascendant. Luck with your identity, luck with your character in the matrix, luck with how people see your character in the matrix. These things were improving in the year that followed. And you just might have felt you had a lucky charm that was with you at all times. And so that could be a vibe that's back again. So March of 12 to March 2012 to March of 2013, if you can remember events in your life, then tell me how they went. I'd love to hear in the comments. When luck hits the first house, it spins out to the house of marriage, also to career, also to property and home. Marriage, career, and home kind of really got activated for anything in the first house that occurs. It really impacts the angles very strongly. So your home life, your home, your marriage, your friendship, your long-term committed love, and your career things may have up-leveled for you, Taurus, in those windows of time. Now the conjunction opens its opening act for you into a trine of luck and ease and flow as Jupiter and Venus converse with each other in the sky on the weekend. Jupiter wants you to have some financial luck regarding your money, the money that you possess, the money that you can, put in your savings account, the financial wellness of your life. And Jupiter is trying to protect you. He's your Hail Mary pass in the house of money. He'll be here until next June. But at this time, he opens up a flowing relationship to Venus in her home sign in the house of work and in the house of debts. And so quite possibly money owed, whether it's to a bank or a person, can come to you from the past, money to you and money that you need to pay back. Those things look very significantly positive. If you're trying to change your health or dietary style, Jupiter is also going to help. He's helping you expand the way you eat and look at the wisdom and truth and knowledge you need to curtail bad habits and patterns. You do have a chironic wound in the house of addiction right now, and eclipses here. And Venus is saying, so we're going to find balance in health and food pleasures or dietary pleasures or addiction curtailing. So let's let the pleasure that impedes our health go down the drain. Nice time to take a turnaround story here. This is Friday through to Monday. If you want to use this luck and you want to harness it, ask for a raise, ask for bigger office space, ask for your work, ask for some blessing connected to your daily work routines. Maybe you're going to tell the boss you don't like, this particular hour for lunch, you want to change it. These are things you can accomplish if you're employed. Don't forget December 30th, you're going to have the conjunction here with Venus trine, with Venus from the house of work and career, trining Jupiter. All said and done, work and career matters. Houses 2, 6, and 10 are really, really lucky for you. And you'll see that luck prevail and continue on as you move towards December's second lucky week at the end of December. So use this also to apply for a new job, to get your resume out there, to pen a new resume. These are things I would do if I were you, or to set a new dietary style and put it on your kitchen fridge, or, really move into a removal of addiction from wisdom and truth and knowledge, because you have what it takes to go through something, not around it, in terms of bad food, addictions, etc. This Friday through Monday. Pets. Well, I don't necessarily see this as the most likely outcome for buying a pet, getting a pet, but Venus is in the house of pets and Jupiter is in the house of money. So to purchase a pet, a new pet, can be extremely auspicious with a South Node of soulmate. Continuing to finish up Taurus, it is literally a story here where, in my opinion, you guys are going to increase your wealth and your money from your work and pay off debts and ascend to greater career luck over the course of the next 12 months or so, until December into early next year, with these trines coming through houses 2, 6, and 10. Moving on to the next sign. Did I forget anything for you? No. Sorry, I went ahead and started doing things by days for some reason, and that's not what I want. So Gemini, sun, moon, and rising sun. Now, I have a progressed sun here, and I often mention it because I'm a blog type person, but your progressed planets are never as important as your natal planets, nor are your solar return as important as your natal chart, nor is the natal sky is primary. Everything else is icing on the cake. I hope that makes sense. So Gemini, you have Jupiter moving through your sign until next June. Aren't you happy? This is wonderful. You feel like a super glow up going on here. This is really amazing for you because you're going to be more lucky and you'll land on your feet no matter what happens. You're going to find that you got saving graces all over the place, guardian angels watching over you, and you could get pregnant and you could get chubbier or bigger girth around your belly. But other than that, there's no downside, and pregnancy is not necessarily a downside, or your partner could be pregnant because of you. All said and done, that's a fertility energy with Jupiter here until June. But this is the story of the conjunction and what happened in the beginning of time. Back on May the 23rd, 2024, joining together in Taurus was Jupiter and Venus, last doing the same darn dance in your Taurus 12th house in March of 2012, May of 2000, and May of 1976. And you want to compare those reset buttons and the years that followed May of 76, May of 2000, March of 2012, because you are resetting yourself for lucky outcomes in the 12th house. Now, the 12th house can be many things: revenue from far off foreign shores and lands, self-undoing, self-sabotage, addictions, bad habits, and really, the way you fall away from your highest possibilities of your own life. It can also be spiritual liberation, awakening, moksha, getting outside of the matrix, having an enlightenment energetic happen for you. It is connected to past lives and potentially family of origin stuff, as well as karma. So those are the deep inner contemplative inner work themes. And you may engage, therefore, in May of 76, May of 2000, and March of 2000 at a year into a great deal of inner work. Greater deep dives for soul work is what it looks like. Also coming into contact with new bits of teaching, wisdom, or information that enhances your soul's growth. Those are the kinds of things that can happen with this story. And because this is also revenue generated from foreign countries and borderless income, and if you happen to be someone with an online presence, or you work for a foreign company, or you could move to another country to make money, or have commerce and business connected to far off foreign shores, then this is your story as well, where you have reset a button on the 23rd of May that takes a full year to complete. The opening act is happening here with Venus in your 5th house and Jupiter in your 1st house. And therefore, this is houses 1, 5, and in December 9, when Venus goes through Aquarius and flows to Jupiter, these are Dharma houses. This is about one's meaning of life, one's ideal expression of your soul on planet Earth. This is also about themes to do with creativity, art, publishing, book publishing, podcasting, 9th house stories. This is a glow up when it comes to children, grandchildren, and some of you may be feeling that this is your time to have a child or be a grandparent. You don't choose to be a grandparent, but you could become a grandparent as a result of the year ahead. And even though that's true, you're also connecting it back to the 12th house. Where is the divine flow in your life? How are you connected to that dream time energy that we talked about with Jupiter and the asteroid that's with him, Altjira? Because ultimately, if you want to dream something into being, the asteroid is your ally right here. Now, we do have Requiem, and you're not going to have a Requiem because you're not a famous person for a big funeral for you, right? Unless you're a famous person, an authentically ascendant in Gemini, and you're well known, you happen to be listening to my broadcast, you may have a Requiem for you. Otherwise, most of you aren't. And you'd have to have your ascendant near 20 degrees of Gemini, and you'd be really well known. And maybe there's going to be a big funeral for you. I mean, that's how rare this would be. But you do have the asteroid that we love to dream something new into being. And that's these beautiful stars that are here. And self-promotion, publicity is one of them, right? With Arneb. And you also have the beautiful Mufrid, which is another gorgeous energy, Capella for luck and rewards and success. So you're in a lovely zone for success and publicity and promotion and things to do with not giving up, being resilient, no matter how tough life has been. So where you failed at pregnancy, get back on your horse. Where you failed in sexuality and love and romance, get back on that horse. Where you've been having difficulty with a child that's already here, there's a renewal and a resurgence of goodness with that child in you and for that child as well. The one you may have given up on, that child will have some turnaround luck stories. Some of it may be visible Friday through Monday. And again, we're going to see it coming back again around the end of December. So it's not a one-off deal. That's what you need to remember. It shall return on December 20th. All right, December 20th, but in the month of December. We'll be covering that when we get to it. Are you somebody who's a creative artist or, whatever, writer, poet, zodiac, whatever you do, you could have some success in the word international and publishing as a result of the next year, especially with that conjunction in the 12th, foreign shores and far off places that bring prosperity. I wonder too, this could be for some of you who are a single Gemini, a new romance, a good blossoming for a new romance that's really beautiful, and it could be with somebody connected later on to travel, foreign countries, foreign shores. Legal matters could go your way as a blessing over the next year, but this shorter term blessing is also in a money luck house. Have you ever thought you should win at the casino or played the lottery and win a ticket? Well, this could be your winning ticket week, so definitely know your limit and play within it, but we can see a possible money luck expression with Venus in the house of winning money and Jupiter bringing the luck to you directly. So you may win some money after how many resilient tries that you've lost the lottery. So any Gemini out there, sun, moon, or rising, even progress placements, it's not a bad time to just buy a ticket around, the Thursday through Monday time zone of this week ahead, Monday through Tuesday even. Give it a nice glowy orb with this super luck here for you as how to use it, or have that conversation with a child or a lover that's so important to you on Friday, Saturday, Sunday, that you want only good things to come flowing from it. Start that creative project that you want to do that connects to the word publishing. And in this case, of course, at the top of the sky, book publishing up here. And so I will, as a progress Gemini sun, start to write that proposal on the weekend when I have the gorgeous energy supporting me. How else can you use this energy? Well, if you want to apply to go back to school, a higher educational setting in particular, for something you're naturally talented at, this is the time to research where you want to go this weekend and apply. And or funny enough, with Venus up here next December, also that could be a time in which you hear you're going to get accepted for the January term, or something good is going to happen here. Who knows? In December. But it's good for re-educating yourself, especially with Jupiter saying, as he travels through the first house, you want to get yourself more wise, knowledgeable, and educated. It's happening with or without you. I think I said this, but I'm not sure. But back in May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012, these energies move through your sky. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that for you guys already. And so this reset button in your 12th house is not brand new, right? That's where the reset happened on May the 23rd of 2024. With the asteroid involved with the dreaming aspect of reality, the dream time, you have the dream time and Jupiter together in the house of you. That's the good news. What is it you want to dream into being? So what else would I do, especially with the 12th house beginning? Journal, vision board, meditate, visualize, write down, some of your dreams, give it form through your imagination. What goals and dreams do you really have that you wish to actualize? Chiron's been in the house of your wishes and dreams now since 2019. And a lot of you feel like you might have failed to hit the mark. And this is your time you could begin to turn it around, because all of 1, 5, and 9 are about your purpose, your dharma, the way you're meant to show up in the world, the meaning of your life. And this is getting a nice blessing zone for you in the 12 months that follows. Moving on to our next sign. Don't forget, if you're watching in the live premiere or watching it later, hit that like button, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Oh, what happened? I just lost my screen. I hope I'm still recording. I really do. That was weird. And let's move on to the next sign. All right, Cancer, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is a sky that is really lucky. and luck be upon you all. You know, you want to go back to the reset button in the 11th house of good spirit that occurred on May the 23rd, 2024. The last time Jupiter and Venus did a reset here, the last time this happened was in March of 2012, May of the year 2000, and May of the year 1976. So 76 May of 2000 and March of 2012, you had a year that followed where hopefully lucky things happened. I always call the house of good spirit the fairy godfather house or godmother house, because it is where your wishes can come true. It's also the karmic rewards and cosmic rewards of your good karma deeds paid off. The service you bring the world is rewarding you from the 6th house into the 11th. Ultimately, you might find that this 11th house energy is going to open up over the course of the year greater prosperity from an elder sibling, one above you, friends who are your benefactors and allies and wish to help you, or a greater abundance of new social groups and friends. But ultimately, the gains of the 10th house come from the 11th. So greater promotions, raises, awards, celebrity appeal, or just financial goodness from your work, dealing with that chironic wound up here since 2019, looking for the key to purpose in your work and sometimes missing the mark. And learning a lot. Guides and mentors have taught you more about how to be in career, right? But I would say, this is a lucky place for Jupiter. He's in the house of his joy. I don't even see how it could possibly go sideways, even though he's in Gemini, which is his detriment. And as he flows to Venus in the opening act, when he goes here, he's flowing to her in the 4th house. This is what we call moksha houses. He'll be here again Venus will be here again in December. So there's things going on now in September and later December that open up the floodgates of spiritual liberation and spiritual awakening, but also ultimately activate other elements. And this is money you get from a spouse, an inheritance, separation of assets in a divorce, chunks of money coming to you, tax rebates, or blessings in your tax structures. And that's happening in December. But before that ever happens, the opening petals open up 4th house stories, which is legacy wealth, money from inheritance, family of origin, or goodness and prosperity because of letting go of a home, selling a home right away. No one's going to put their house on the market and sell it Friday to Monday because of this week. It's a broader flow. So all said and done, did you guys take possession of inheritance money, sell a home, prosper from family of origin money? Did you have some kind of glow up where Jupiter is sitting in the past, right? From people from far off shores and foreign lands? And those may have occurred for you in March of 2012 to spring of 2013. Can you remember what happened back then? What about May of 2000? To May of 2001, more or less, right? Or May of 1976 to 77. So go back and investigate the past to see if you can find themes that repeat in this way. This one looks a lot like with the South Node here. Some of you will contemplate selling or letting go or moving from and releasing a home and maybe taking some profits off the table here, or refinancing a mortgage, or getting some money through your spousal situation. Those are possibilities as well. Don't forget, we have Pluto here in the 7th house of marriage. It could end up marriage that's troubled, right? As a result of this. And you may find yourself in possession of monies that once were jointly held, and some of it's coming directly to you in December. I like the energy of Jupiter back here. He's very much about guru energy in the 12th, It's just the highest level of Buddhahood. And Jupiter is the dispeller of darkness himself, the teacher guru. And so maybe for some of you, there's a real opening in your spiritual life. And it may actually ask you to pick up and move your home, or move your home to a place that feels spiritually true, to make your home a sacred temple or sanctuary. And these impulses are emerging for you this Friday through Monday. You may receive some financial benefit from somebody in your childhood environment who lived with you when you were little, including family of origin, siblings, but also the reset button in the greater good is up here, and that's the house of the sibling one older than you. So you may receive financial benefits from a sibling older than you. Yeah. From basically, from May of 2024 at a year. There's great financial benefits that can come from that person. And I don't know if I have anything else to tell you. This is a general vibe of what's possible Friday through Monday, but connected to the larger story playing out. You are lunar ruled, right? And this is happening most acutely. Remember, I told you guys already when to look for it. It's happening most acutely on the Friday and Saturday. For some reason, my chart jumped me again. Once again, I'm ahead by a day from where I would like to really be, which is at this point Sunday. Where is the moon on Saturday and Sunday? That's kind of what I'm wondering to myself, because the moon rules you. I'm going to do something for you guys. We'll add the moon back in, because that could give us a little more flavor to see where your ruler sits when the conjunction is happening. There we go. There's the moon. I'm going to put the sun in for context of what kind of moon we're looking at. Okay. Phase of the moon. Oh my God. Stay. All right. Now, the moon, the ruler of Cancer, what didn't hold? Add extra points. Moon and sun. There's the sun. Oh, there's the moon. Donde está? The moon is in the house of taking possession of chunks of money. That's where you're going to find this to be very true, because in December, that's where Venus is. So you're coming into some money. And this is what it's trying to do. It may come through family of origin, legacy, wealth, a sibling. Doesn't have to be inheritance. It could just give you some money, gift you some money. Mom and dad can gift you some money. But a lot of Cancers are coming into some chunky money. And it could even come from royalty income, tax rebates. But there's kind of a nice money glow up, because this is what that moon is suggesting, as the moon is sitting in the 8th house, flowing to the Jupiter and to the Venus narrative. So look at that as a positive financial glow up for you. But again, connects to real estate, property, taxes, refinances, inheritances, other people's money, spousal shared resources on the uprise, not just Friday through Monday, but all the way through until the end of this cycle. So past Christmas, right, into spring of 2025. Leo, sun, moon, and rising sign. It is a beautiful sky for you, because we have the energy of the Venus conjunction to Jupiter on May 23rd of 2024 in the 10th house of career. And this is a promise from the sky to you that you may have some incredible career success percolating out of the 10th house of career and reputation for how long? Some energetic, May 23rd, 2024 till next spring, next May. Energetically, it's in play. And that opening act that happened in May is having a first petal blossom, where career, reputation, and expansion and growth in your zone of social standing is going to increase, and it's going to be lucky. And then we see the first opening act of Venus in Libra and Jupiter in the 11th. Now, Jupiter is in the house of the elder sibling, friends, allies, and benefactors, and hopes, dreams, and wishes come true, and gains from your career. All of that is getting super powered up. Dream weave into it what you want. You've got that asteroid for the dream time connected to Jupiter. And this is a house of wishes and dreams. And this is Jupiter being fairy godfather, Jupiter in the house of his joy, Jupiter in a strong position to make your dreams come true. You will see that with Venus here in Libra in her home kingdom, some of these dreams come true can be about teaching, educating, traveling, neighbors, changes of neighborhood, South Node, and younger sibling, one under you. So both one under you and one above you, these siblings are bringing you blessings, right? The sibling one older than you and one below you can bring you lucky blessings Friday through Monday. But it is connected to a much larger story, because you saw this new start in your career, this kind of reboot energy happen for 1 year after May of 1976, 1 year after May of 2000, and 1 year after March of 2012. And go back and see how you had changes that were positive and reset you in your career, reputation, and earnings top of the sky. Like, what are you doing up there? This is particularly auspicious for more advancement in your career, connected to gains financially with Mercury in your second, talking to Jupiter in his kingdom. And so a lot of you will experience some incredible increases in your financial wellness as a result of this lucky sky. I wonder as well if this might be a time for you that you may wish to travel Friday through Monday, or plan travel connected to extended family, siblings, and aunts, uncles, cousins, and nieces and nephews, and have it super powerfully auspicious. You can harness this energy, right? You don't have to wait for it. So how would you harness this energy? You would book the ticket, take the trip, send the email, phone call, or text message out to the extended family. Have that conversation with the neighbor that you wanted to have. Apply for the job, right? Apply for the job right here. Send your resume in. Accept the favor from a friend, or ask a friend who you know would help you if you asked for the favor. Favors that you ask, get the big yes at this time from people in power who can help you. Because in December, this is happening in your seventh house. Remember, it's a story to do with the karma houses of 3, or relational houses, 7 and 11. These are social houses. This is a good increasing year for greater social networks, friendships. And if you're single, maybe in December, a brand new Venus in Aquarius love story can emerge, or new love can emerge even now if it's from social events with your friends, or travel, or some event in the local neighborhood, or going into larger group settings. Single Leos can find new love as a result of this, and in December just could cement that new love into commitment. So this is the kind of blessings you get. But you said, oh no, Lori said it's about career. Well, the 10th house is your social status. I'm single, I'm divorced, I'm married, I'm dating, I'm moving in. And there's blessings in how the world sees all things to do with your social status, increasing in ways that you like and that looks good on you. And finally, anything to do in your story with agreements, vows, and contracts, Libra. And this is writing projects and online projects and social media. Nice up level in writing, creating social media projects, exposure to larger audience, celebrity, and public if you're in the social media realm already. But also because you can get contractual agreements here linked to December's energy flow here. This is also a good time to shop your shit out there. Send it to an agent, send it to a publisher, figure out what you want to do with writing, communicating things that could go into contractual agreements, legalese, and finding agents, even people who want to help you. This is a kind of energy that is Friday through Monday, but also reinitiates itself in December. The last thing I'll say is the sun is your ruler, and it's with Mercury. There's no two ways about it. The 11th house, second house are activated. One of the biggest outputs of this is increase in your financial gain over the next year until next spring. You're up-leveling your financial wellness, maybe through career matters, maybe through siblings, maybe through dreams come true, opportunities in your work, maybe through new contractual agreements, etc. Trying to get my younger sister to come like on my payroll vibe and do everything and be like an employee kind of vibe more than she is right now. And maybe that's what that could be. She's a Leo sun. Who knows? Who knows? All right, Virgo, sun, moon, and rising sign. The sky is opening up this beautiful story of a lucky week ahead, especially Friday through Monday. Best luck of the year of 24. May as well use it. Well, let's compare notes and talk about the big picture. We had the conjunction of Jupiter and Venus together in the sky here in your May 23rd of 2024. This is the beginning of the board game. And in the next year, you're going to have luck in academics, college campuses, universities, third marriages, luck in money from father figures, luck in matters to do with tapping into the more meaningful directions in your life, luck in finding teachers, guides, mentors, and counselors. These are 7th, 9th house people. This is where the luck is for all Virgos, and also travel or moving even, or developments connected to visas, passports, and foreign lands also have incredible blessings between May of 24 and May of 25. Well, that said, the starting point is here, but the first, big petals are opening on the bloom of goodness here. So this is a work house, career, reputation, social standing. This is the house of voice, vocation, and calling, money, earnings, and possessions, in basically your financial well-being. There's an attempt by the sky Friday through Monday just to up-level your money story, especially in connection to your work environment, because it is in the house of daily health and work routines, including the office space, that Venus will be in December, flowing to Jupiter up here. At the end of the day, this Artha houses of work and money, prosperity, earnings, etc., are alive and well. But you can also clean up your addiction self and doing bad patterns and habits, because that's the South Node, letting go of things you should not put in your mouth, and Venus giving you pleasure nonetheless. And then later on, when Venus is here in December, continuing the story, your health matters are here. So you're improving health through dietary changes and letting go of old foods and things you ingest that aren't good for you. There's probably a few vices in there you'll let go of as well. And yet, at the end of it all, it improves your stature and standing in the world. As you step up to be at the top of your sky, you are going to be the god of Mount Olympus, or queen of Mount Olympus, because Jupiter is here at the top of your sky through till next June. And you have luck in career. You have luck in reputation and social standing. Who wants to climb the caste system? What's your social standing? Do you need to go up? Do you need a better career? These are stories that Jupiter's bringing, and Venus is adding to the mix, because your career matters are also aligned with your gifts, your talents, your dharma. Virgo, you're ruled by Mercury in his home kingdom with the sun, by the way, at the time of this trine, adding strength to particularly Jupiter. And therefore, this Friday through Monday, communications, phone calls, text messages, and emails should be initiated if you desire to make changes in the work and career matters connected to employment, employer stories. Also, potentially Jupiter rules your 7th house of business partners, clients, and audience. And you may make some very important communications with business partners, clients, and audience, people that can change your trajectory so much for the better when it comes to work, health, money, and all of that. Your marriage partner is here. And of course, Jupiter is the owner of the marriage house, and he's talking to Mercury, and Mercury's talking to that house. So major conversations Friday through Monday with people of great importance in your life, particularly your significant long-term love partner, are very, very powerful now and very lucky. And you can initiate those Friday and Saturday and have great success. And you do not necessarily look like you're dating someone new under this influence, unless it's an office affair. And if you're going to have an office romance kick up a notch, go for it. Likely, therefore, if you do have an office romance, is connected to somebody from foreign shores and far off places. Now, it is my chocolate break, and I'm on the AIP protocol, and it tells me I can't have chocolate. And I'm like, really? So let me go make some salmon dip and be right back. Okay, let's move on, guys. We're getting through this video together, one step at a time. Like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. It helps the channel and helps me, and then we're all happy together. And we're moving on to the sign of Libra. And Libra, this is your story, because Venus is the ruler of your sign, as it is for Taurus. Therefore, this is a special important event when Venus does something positive, like trining Jupiter on the 14th, 15th of September. Well, she does do this as an event in the sky on the weekend. It's also for the week ahead. Important to remember, this is a part of a larger synodic cycle. That Venus indeed is trining Jupiter, but after her opening conjunction to Jupiter in Taurus on May the 23rd, 2024. That means that basically this is a cycle of story that's unfolding like the petals of a rose blossoming in the Taurus part of your sky from May of 2024 24 to May of 25, and it's Taurus, and Taurus is your 8th house. Now, in essence, this is a story that is attempting to grow your wealth through resources you share with others. I'm a shareholder in a company. I have an inheritance. I get spousal support. I share money with my business and my marriage partner in jointly held funds. I share money with the government. I give them my money and they give me maybe some back. What other kind? Bank loans, mortgages. Where is the money that you don't particularly own but partake of? It's not coming as necessarily as a paycheck. Royalty income, passive income, residual income, dividend income, all of those are included. Well, there's a conjunction of Venus and Jupiter here. This unearned income house is now awake and alive for 1 year, all the way through until next May. This is indicating that you're going to blossom here. You're going to thrive here. You're going to grow here in the 12 months that followed May's conjunction. And the opening act, as proof of it, will be in this part of your sky, your 9th house, and your 1st house. Back up a bit for a minute and go back to May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012. Those are the times that this conjunction happened in your chunky money 8th house, and therefore blessed you for the year that followed, May of 76, May of 2000, and March of 2012. If you go back as a Libra, you might be able to remember certain financial glow-ups in your life. Technically, you can also have opened up your doors to spiritual knowledge, paranormal, occult mysteries, hermetic wisdom, astrology, tarot. All of the occult arts belong to hidden arts, dark arts, belong to the 8th house of magic. And you may have opened your doors to those ideas of exploring them in the years that followed those conjunctions in the past of Jupiter, Venus in Taurus. Now, you're also going to have to look at what's happening now. And this is the beginning of the first blossom, the opening trine, and there'll be a closing trine in December here. And inevitably, this indicates action in your 9th house, 1st house, and 5th house to blow and glow this thing up. And it's different every time. And so Jupiter and Venus, the greater and lesser benefic, together in a flowing relationship of growth, opportunity, and expansion, connect to you being lucky at this time. This is the weekend, Friday through Monday. You are handsome, beautiful, charming, congenial, pretty, likable, charismatic. And you're also having more internal pleasure, really liking yourself, feeling good about your life and yourself. And you're in very much balance with work and play when Venus enters into the Libra identity house. You're feeling pleased with yourself right now. And this Friday through Monday, pleased with yourself energy flows in a beautiful way Friday through Monday to Jupiter in the 9th house of higher education, book publishing, foreign shores and lands and pilgrimages and travel, guides, mentors, teachers, gurus, and helpers. You know, Jupiter here is in a position where often you get a spiritual guide, a counselor, a mentor, a teacher, a shaman, maybe a really good therapeutic helper. But it's also bringing luck to the 9th house. So for some of you, luck in publishing, luck in travel, luck in visas. And this energy really gets amplified Friday through Monday. And you really have the opportunity, therefore, to use it. It's something you can choose to send off a letter to a publisher, send agent letters out. This is 9th house publications and publishing. Apply for a university, go for that in a university interview, schedule it for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. Take the opportunity to go to a church for the first time, a mosque, a synagogue, to explore a new spiritual life and path for the first time, to take a course for the first time that may have deep meaning to you, especially in your spiritual life. This is a Dharma house, and this will be a Dharma house here as well. Now this is December, and this is more of the creative, vital energies of why you get out of bed in the morning, what inspires you and brings you enthusiasm. Where do you feel the pulse of the spirit within you come to life? Your wonder, awe, and innocence are alive when Venus comes to your 5th house in December, and around December 20th flows to Jupiter up here. So you're getting this kind of essential vibe as you try to pull off some financial gain of finding the joy spark, the play spark, the faith in something higher than yourself spark, the trust that the universe has your back, that your life has meaning. These are the ways that you wish to flow through this. It's possible that chunky money can come in the ninth house because, as well, something in your work or career takes you off to foreign countries and foreign lands, especially with Mercury in the house of revenue and gains from foreign countries, foreign shores, and foreign entities. Therefore, again, where this extra money could come from is connected to travel, foreign countries, foreign lands, and foreign shores. Possibly as well, Venus is asking you to deeply surrender where you have been giving up, Mufrid, on something in your life and you keep falling off the horse. You can get back on and not fall off this time. Your resilience and you're not quittingness and things that have to do personally with you, how you feel about you and how you've been trying to get deeper off the surface of yourself. Venus in the front end is like, I need good hair, good makeup, I need good clothes, I need good everything, I need my Rolex. Get her out of there and deepen her with the South Node. I need to actually love myself. I need to be pleased from within about life and reality. And this is Mufrid. Maybe you've been trying to get off the I like myself because other people like me treadmill and find this inner liking for your very own self. I do say with this energy that you are lucky and you can get lucky breaks with Venus in the house of you, particularly regarding foreign countries, right? Or foreign people or publications and publishing or academic settings. These are places where luck finds you on Friday through to Monday. And later in December, you get to open up to what is this? Venus in the fifth house. Would you find your joy sparked by being a grandparent, by being a parent, by getting pregnant, or your partner getting pregnant with you? Is this a possibility that there's something going on that you're going to spark a creative project in December and light up a new entrepreneurial business idea as well that has international reach because you're on your target path and you're using your talents and gifts and you're having fun. And so there's an element and a premium on joy and fun in the year ahead as you still at the very same time either dive deep into the occult mysteries or start to generate passive income, royalty income, shared monies, inheritance monies, and more. Pluto is in the legacy wealth house. And maybe because this imprint starts off here, you may even indeed have some inheritance from your family of origin coming your way. In your case, perhaps from elderly parents or grandparents. Now we move in to the next sign. And I bet you someone's going to complain that was too short. I hear it. Virgo, I hope you got your full length. Last time someone said I give Virgo short shrift. I don't imagine that I do because I have several Virgos in my life and I don't think I would ditch their length of time, but you never know. I find it interesting sometimes that people compare the time of a video and go like, I'm getting some free content, but you gave me a minute less than the other signs. I don't know. I just don't know. I talk about what comes to me as I look at the sky and what you need to know. Okay. Does that help? And when the way you hear me saying that, I bet you some of you pick up exasperated. Exasperation. Yes. Ever since I had COVID the second time, I still have somewhat like brain damage. Ask me about malapropisms because I've been doing a ton of them. All right, Scorpio, sun, moon, and rising sign. First off, Venus is a planet of good things, and so is Jupiter, and they're both doing something to help you out. But it is in houses that are either going to enliven your spiritual life or activate your financial wellness, or both. First of all, Venus is traveling through here, your 12th house of far off foreign lands, revenue generated from, and pleasures at home, while Jupiter is transiting in your chunky money house. Yet this is not really a story just about this, because where it began, the starting place, is in the house of marriage, business partnerships, audience, marketplace, and legal contracts. Start here. This is where you began the journey on May the 23rd, 2024, where you will complete the story of that journey next spring. And because of that, this story here in your 8th house and 12th house is connected to your 7th. Because the 7th is a marriage partner, it is possible starting on May 23rd, some Scorpios are having fresh new beginnings in marriage because this is the Taurus zone of the sky. And you can go back. Oh, I think I forgot to tell that to the Libras to go back to 1976, 2000, and 2012. Libra, I hope I didn't screw that up for you. I apologize. But what can you do? You get what you need, not what you want. I probably did. So May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012, This conjunction of Venus and Jupiter in your seventh house could have ended or begun new relationships, all for the best and positive for you and the other person. Or your spouse had really lucky years. May of 1976 had a year, May of 2000 had a year, March of 2012 and had a year. We're back. Now your partner, if you have a love partner, is having the same energy hit them May of this year to May of next spring of 25. That said, if you're single, it could bring in a new love story. This could be the beginning of a big new love. Well, sometimes something has to end for something to begin. Keep that in mind. I know my son is a Scorpio rising, and I'm 90% sure that in 2012, March, at a year, he began seeing the woman he's with, or ended the relationship with the woman he was with to find his new person showing up, who he got married to this year. So there's a real strong beginning and ending, but for blessings for all Scorpios in these 8 years. And now the first opening act this time around is Venus and Jupiter. Jupiter happens to be lucking you up anyway until next June in chunky money, other people's money, money shared with a spouse, inheritance money, all of that. You're getting the love here anyway for a year. But this little opening act, or the blossoming with Venus, what have you been trying to do? And you have to be resilient. Get it back up on the horse. The star Mufrid is there. It's been hard when it comes to things to do with your private life, your bedroom life, your sex pleasures at home, what you do for pleasure at home when no one's looking. Your downtime from reality in the 12th house can be projects and things you wish to do that bring you pleasure in your quiet space of aloneness and solitude. And that pleasure has been maybe not as fruitful as you like, or you've been having trouble accessing it because of the South Node. There's a sweet spot here. Some of you may find yourself as Scorpio risings coming into a deeper connection to your spiritual life or to your authentic creative pleasures at home. And some of those things that you're doing, like writing the book, creating the songs, doing the paintings at home alone, can be bringing up Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, potentially greater financial gain with that Jupiter transit. So don't worry about like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday going out and partying if you can't avoid it next weekend. Or if you can't, you have to be social. If you have to be social, find the way to be alone in the group, or to find your spark of solitude within and pleasure alone within a larger group setting next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday. Also, Scorpio, remember that Venus will come along to this part of your sky, and she will sit here in December 20th and flow to Jupiter here. And therefore, you can see that 12, 4, and 8, that makes a triangle. And those are the moksha houses connected with spiritual growth, but also money, because we get family of origin legacy wealth here, and we get inheritances here. And it feels like a lot of you may, either your partner will get some inheritance money, or you may get some inheritance money as a result of these Venus-Jupiter trines under the umbrella of the Taurus reset button in your marriage, significant others, and client audience place, business partners as well. It's possible with Jupiter here and the Aquarius Venus to refinance a property, to sell a property, buy a property as a result of the December sky. We're going to cover that when we get to it. But if you're at all somebody who's looking for increases of financial wellness through mechanisms other than your earnings, this is probably what we can see happening here. You're going to come into some money is a possibility, and more likely to know about it perhaps as we approach December. But how can you use this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday weekend with the trine itself? Invest in a stock cautiously. Invest in a stock in a foreign stock exchange or far off land cautiously. Dive deeply into some creative solitude projects at home that could later bring you greater prosperity because they become successful. Maybe take some downtime for yourself away from the call of your significant other, your clients, the other people that drag you into events and social engagements. And it wouldn't harm you to be alone, doing something creative or pleasurable at home alone, because you're planting seeds this Friday to Monday for things that can really serve you as you move into the December Venus in your 4th house trining Jupiter in your 8th house. Love affairs started here will be secret. If you start dating somebody Friday to Monday, there's something about it being undercover, hidden from view, under wraps. Not necessarily for negative reasons. Maybe it's just not time to tell the world. In current love relationships, if you want to get it deeper, go for more intimacy, sex magic, and tantra, Friday through Monday. Okay, that's about it. And we are getting out of this drawing mess that I do now because it keeps me happy when I'm talking. Anyone else here a doodler? A doodler when you were in school? I always doodled all over every notebook, inside the binders of hardback books. I mean, bad news, right? So sometimes doodling is a way to concentrate or to make time fly or to go into a state of altered consciousness of flow. So that's why I'm messing up with the entire thing. If you ever wonder, hit that like, subscribe button. Don't forget, share the videos. That always helps. And if you're in the live premiere, of course, hit that like button. Oh, yeah. Moving on to Sagittarius, sun, moon, and rising sign. It's a story here where your sky opens up, a deeper story that started back in May 23rd of 2024. So let's break it down. In 2024, this week ahead is a part of a larger story. In 2024, Venus and Jupiter co-joined together, and they did that in Taurus. And for you, that Taurus start button on the game board here is pets, rental situations, tenancies, landlord lease qualities, things here to do in May with your health and your work as well. The routines around your work, the colleague, employer, employee, colleague, coworker space, and things maybe to do with how you want to pay off a debt, whether it's a literal credit card debt or karmic service debt. So paying down and off debt. So on the sixth house energy, you hit a reset button on all of those matters in May. And it does not complete until May of next year or to spring of next year. Keep that in mind, 25. But you've had this reset button here, the start button here before in May of 1976. Then you add a year. 12 months after that, up to 12 months, May of 2000 and up to 12 months later, the whole year ahead. March of 2012 and the whole year ahead. So that energy was reset each time in the 12th house. Some of you got new pets. Some of you started over with pets. Maybe a pet died, a new one came in. Some of you started over, reset your button in work, and quit a job and started a new job, or had great blessings in the job you're in over the next year that followed. And maybe you also had situations where you could pay off debts. And maybe you even had rental homes and rental properties that you leased out, those kinds of things. Those were elemental features of those ages and those years. And now here we are back again. So it is an every 12-year story. Huh. Energetically, did I miss one of those conjunctions? Okay, we're going to do something crazy. We're going to go double check my math. Okay, give me a minute. I'm like, what? Shouldn't we have had one more in the middle? And I'm not going to do it all over again because I showed this at the beginning. 1976, 2000, 2012. There must have been a weird retrograde to knock that thing off schedule. Oh, it's an interesting cycle. It's not quite perfectly rhythmic due to retrogrades. I'm right. 76, 2000, 2012. That's what happens. Yeah, when you doubt yourself in the middle of a recording. Ha ha ha. Back to you guys. And so, yes, that's the right dates to look back at. Now you're going to start it all over again. And some of you may start a new job. Some of you may end a job. You may get a new pet, end a pet, the whole story. I just outlined it. But this is the opening blossom from the start line. So this is what's blossoming right here in Venus in the 11th and Jupiter in the 7th. Now, this lucky trine is brought on by Venus in Libra, brought to you by Venus in Libra in her home kingdom, in the house of wishes and hopes and dreams of your life. Pennies from heavens and windfalls, sometimes things to connect you more strongly in the 11th house with your karmic rewards, with your greater gains from your career, including raises, promotions, up levels, more money, more recognition, more social recognition. And this is the house of the elder sibling, if you have one, just one above you. So Sagittarius, an elder sibling above you, or friend, ally, benefactor. 11th house things have a glow Friday to Monday, but in relationship to your 7th house, which is your marriage partner, which type partner, long-term living committed, is your 7th house of business partners and your audience and marketplace for whatever you're doing in this very Virgoian 10th house of career and reputation, retired. What are people seeing you doing? What significant person is offering blessings? Now, this can be connected to siblings. If you have a sibling, one older than you and two older than you, these are the sibling houses, blessings from siblings 1 and 2 older, like 1 older than you, not this, and then 3, 1 and 3 older than you. And that can bring you great blessings. Those people can bring you great luck and blessings Friday through to Monday. But if you want to use this, and this is the house of the significant audience and marketplace, and this is your career gains, do something to gain money in your career and recognition in your career and social status in your career by engaging in the following: sending something into the audience and marketplace, responding to the phone calls, sending them out, get communicating here. What are you putting into the house of others? And, Jupiter's your guy. He's your ruler. You like him. He loves you. And he's looking at you from the house of significant others. Teachers, guides, mentors, shamans can come to you that bring you great bounty, good luck, good wishes come true, greater career gains in the long run because of whoever and whomever you interact with in a significant way. And Jupiter means teacher, guide, and guru. And we're looking at those people showing up maybe Friday through Monday. So keep your ears open to listen, see who's coming in. Take advantage of the opportunity that someone offers you. This could even be someone offering you a legal contract, someone offering you an opportunity to be on a stage, on a podcast, at a social broad event where you are highlighted in your micro celebrity. You could find this as a time where, with Mercury in your career house, you can negotiate a new deal for greater career gains and sign a contract Friday through Monday, or those things are in play to be signed eventually. And you also can note that, let me just take my vitamin. As you also can note that what Venus is doing here is trying to be like a fairy godmother. So a female friend, sibling, or ally could be very much a person you want to ask help from on the Friday through Monday timeframe. A favor of any kind can be received by them and bring you great success. Ultimately, though, Venus will end up at Christmas time around the 20th here in your third house, flowing to Jupiter, opening up the relational karma houses of 11, 3, and 7. A lot of what this energy is about this time around regarding, the debts and the pets and the rentals and the work and health matters are connected to other people. Your one-on-one people, your one-on-many large groups of belonging, your childhood friends, your siblings, your aunts, uncles, and cousins. These are all houses that relate to others in a way. And so other people showing up in your life, being friends, allies, benefactors, supporting you in some way, that's the new narrative, Sag. Now, that can include your marriage partner with Jupiter here. I will give you caution. Jupiter's out of dignity, and he could cross your ascendant before now in June. And some of you will have blessed endings in long-term love. Some of you will have strengthening of committed love, but some of you will have blessed endings. It's two sides of a coin. Jupiter begins and ends things, but brings grace and goodness, wisdom and knowledge and truth to whatever he starts and whatever he ends. And your resiliency here is with friendships. Have you had some disappointments and some losses in friendships? And Venus is resilient with star Mufrid and says, get back on the horse. Don't give up. Let your friendships thrive. Find the place where friendships are serving you. You have friends and benefactors and allies wishing to step into the story of your life through till next spring, and you can have success with them. Finally, December, the Venus trine could actually indicate travel for social reasons as well. But we'll get to that when we get to the month of December. There is one money involvement, which is, of course, the 11th house. So expect some greater increase in your finances through things you're doing in your 10th house of career. With Mercury baked in, it looks like you're doing things that are about communicating, writing, speaking, messaging, potentially other people around you, whether you're retired or not. Maybe it's how you talk to the people in the soup kitchen, or it's how you talk to your golf buddies and you give them good information or something. All right, next, we're moving into the next sign, and that's going to be Sagittarius. Oh, and Sagittarius, I gave you the dates in the past to look at, right? I hope so. Yes, I think I did. Go back to 1976, 2000. Yeah, I did in 2012. Okay, moving on. Oh, I can't get out of the annotation mode. And we go on to Capricorn, sun, moon, and rising sign. So in your story, Capricorn, this is a really beautiful sky. What does it say to me? It says that you are resetting your button May the 23rd, 2024, for a new beginning that's prosperous, abundant, plentiful, and positive in your fifth house of romance. Are you single? Then this could bring you love. Are you in a committed relationship? Then in the year that follows May of 2024, you're going to have a lovely start button for a reset in romance, sexuality, and fertility, and children, And grandchildren, including news of a grandchild on the way, Jupiter, Venus in the house of your children, can produce, Mercury, twins, some grandchildren coming your way, more than one maybe. Now, energetically, this reset button is not new to you. You've done a reset in Taurus other years in May of 1976. And then you would add 12 months, and May of 2000 and add 12 months, and March of 2012 and approximately add 12 months, roughly speaking. And so what was going on in those times in your life that was about children, grandchildren, fertility, romance, creativity, sexuality, creative projects, art, performing, entrepreneurial stories? That's what wants to get a big boost for you. And entrepreneurial here because you don't work for someone, you work for yourself. You have a business, a baby business, a consulting business. So if you're interested in any of that, the universe is trying to bring that to you in the year that follows this conjunction. So May of this year to May of next year at the very least, as well as the opening blossoming act is here. And what is blossoming or opening up like a flower for you is your 10th house of career with Venus and dignity. If you don't succeed, try again. If you fall off the horse, get back up. Resilience, stick to itness, don't give up. Star Mufrid with Venus in the 10th house, encouraging you where areas of social standing, career, and reputation have been difficult. You have the power to be resilient and successful by getting back up on the horse and not quitting. And that's something to do with that career story because it's work as well. Jupiter in the Artha house, work, employee, employer, hiring, work environments, career and reputation. No two ways about it. Some Capricorns are going to go into work environments or begin to work on something. It can still be entrepreneurial. But it also can be because you're going to connect with someone who wants to hire you. This is the house of the boss. And the boss's servants, right? So you may be in service in a work environment to greater career success. With the South Node, there may be a feeling of destiny or karma or kismet about it, like it was meant to be. Or it's an opportunity from the past that you've already seen, but it hasn't occurred yet. It hasn't manifested until now. Dreamweaver, dream into being your best dream of work and career matters, because ultimately with that Dreamweaver star, where does it go? It goes into money and earnings and resources. That's on the increase starting December 30th, because that's when Venus also will move here and trine Jupiter here. For you guys, these Artha houses bring financial resourcefulness, material success, most often through career, work, and reputation, and earnings and savings mechanisms. Not necessarily lottery wins, but I will qualify that the conjunction happened in the house of lottery wins on May the 23rd, and you're in the capability of winning a lottery. May of this year to May of next year. Did you do any lottery wins? May of 76, add a year. May of 2000, add a year. March of 2012, add 1 year. If you won money then, you could win money again. Gambling, casinos, games of chance. Don't overthink it. Play a ticket now and then. This is not about like spending your life savings on the lottery. This is general bell curve stuff, guys. This is not your natal chart. I always get blown away when people say it didn't work for me. Of course not. It works for like a bell curve people, right? There's outliers. This is general astrology, right? General vibes for everyone. Now, ultimately, back to where we were. It feels to me like this weekend, what can you do for this? You could apply for a job. You could make a phone call. You could send your resume out there, check your LinkedIn or whatever you do to find work. Respond to the email inquiring about whether you're interested in a job with someone. Just get in the groove Friday through Monday because it's a super lucky, auspicious sky. You might want a new pet, but I doubt it. But you could. I mean, this is a house of pets. There's Jupiter. If you're going to possess a pet, it'd probably be after December because of Venus in the second. You might find yourself improving your health by new dietary styles next December. That's not really here yet. This is really reputation, work, and career. Home can be involved sometimes, but I don't really even see it here really at all. Mercury is the ruler where Jupiter sits in the house of foreign lands, career opportunities from foreign places, foreign shores, international connections to your natal country of birth for sure. And maybe some really good luck to do with visas, passports, and legal reasons for work and foreign places and foreign peoples as well. And if you are going to be a student or are a student, good luck in your student higher education. Vibes is that your work is to be a student and things are on the uptick. When? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, apply for the school. Use it or lose it. I put your application, write your essay, do whatever you take to apply for a school. What time of year are we in? It's September. Maybe you could apply for a January term, those kinds of things. And that's what we've got for you. And you're ruled by Saturn. I'm not going to go into detail, but Saturn has been paddling through your third house, and you might be feeling like your neighborhood thing or travel has been a burden. So we just won't say much about that, because even though Saturn does talk to the Jupiter story, we're not going to be that complicated. And Saturn says, Jupiter, I'm watching what you're doing for my Capricorn here, and it would be nice if we got some kind of travel opportunity connected, or local opportunity, local environment or travel environment stories connected to work and work opportunities. And you could vibe out for that, as I said, Friday to Monday. All right, Aquarius, I am one of you. As you know, I'm in a rising sign. Some of you might be sun and moon. All of us can listen to this story together. Well, back in May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012, Venus conjoined with Jupiter in Taurus. And here we go again. Each of those times, 76, 2000, 2012, it's a 1-year story after. May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012. For 1 year, we had blessings change and new reset buttons of Jupiter and Venus in the fourth house of home, property, land, legacy wealth, like inheritance from the family of origin, and positive, prosperous things happening in and from your home. Sometimes I use me to compare. I'm not a narcissist, I don't think, but I'll use me just for fun. What could I have been doing? 76, I was in high school. I have no memory of what I was doing. But if I go to May of 2000, I was just finishing high school. No, I was halfway through. Yeah, I was 14. So May of 2000 and March of 2012, what kind of reset buttons followed those years, that led me to some legacy wealth? Well, May of 2000 to 2001, I received inheritance money from my father. So it's that simple, right? I got legacy wealth. In March of 2012 to 2013, there was legacy wealth coming off another family member. So for two times, it looked like money coming through inheritances, basically. Okay, that was a grandmother figure for my grandchildren. And actually, the money didn't come directly into my possession. It just signified legacy wealth coming through my system of my family. And it did. And it was actually, my kids got the money, but I had to manage my daughter's money because she wasn't of age. So I took possession of the money and it was put in a trust and stuff. So it looks to me like that theme is very resilient for me. And I'll probably see it again because Mercury, who rules Jupiter in the money luck house, is in the house of legacy wealth from father figures. So some of us could receive legacy wealth in the 12 months that follows the May of 23rd, 2024 conjunction in your fourth house. The other way it could work is you're having a lot of luck around buying and selling real estate, and I bought an investment property in the 2012 March the 13th timeframe that netted me a huge amount of money when it was sold. It was a pre-sale a few years later. So again, you could get investment property, buy a property, sell a property, get a mortgage, inheritance, legacy wealth. That story lasts until next spring. But in the context of that story, we have the first rose blossom petals reaching out here and here. So some of that prosperity regarding the fourth and eighth house matters that are evident here look like they're coming into being from the house of good fortune. Ho, ho, ho. This is lottery wins, casinos as well. It's just all over good fortune has befallen you with Jupiter here through till next year. Creative projects, entrepreneurial projects, your children, grandchildren. Get ready for grandchildren. This is a classic trine that tells you you're going to be a grandparent if you have children. And this is going to open up Venus in the house of grandchildren, trining Jupiter in the house of children, maybe Friday through Monday. Maybe you're going to hear news, or the news is secret. No one's telling you, but later on you find out that the conception or the acknowledgement of a first trimester pregnancy for one of your children was in play during this weekend ahead. And it's considered to be positive by you and all involved. And, also the energy here of the house of good fortune with Jupiter is it's basically you want to know yourself as inspired, enthused, vital, and connected to the divine mind. It's like very much a house where the soul of our chart exists. We give birth to children, creative projects. The creator creates. We are made in her image, its image. We are creators. Your creative impulse brings you prosperity, luck, creativity, romance. If you're single and you're looking for love, Aquarius, romance from foreigners, foreign shores, far off places, anyone in a third long-term marriage environment, your marriage and long-term relationship thrives. The joy flow and pleasure grow. Your sex life increases. Your romantic inclinations expand. You may have new romance from foreign places, foreigners, and travel opportunities. But if you're already in a romance and it just says, oh, that romance is getting a nice glow up off of the weekend itself, Friday through Sunday. Technically, with Venus up here, she does flow to you, right? You're feeling really good during the Libra transit, but she's in the house of publications, including podcasting and books. You may find, I don't mean like one-off podcasts. I mean like you have a serial podcast or, this is publishing. Oh, okay. Like if you want to do a creative project here, it could result in publishing success or good inception for that. So how to use Friday to Monday, write a book, start a chapter of a novel, write the book proposal, Lori, for the agent that's waiting for it. And auspicious beginnings Friday through Sunday, Monday even, for those kinds of endeavors to begin, then harness the magic, grab the goods where they're there. You might have done it anyway. Ultimately, to remind you that houses 5, 9, and where? 1 are Dharma houses. And this is where Venus goes in December 20th and trines Jupiter. So bringing you even more of a hallelujah energetic regarding this prosperity, abundance from things you do in your home, from your home. They can allow you buy and sell property, refinance mortgages, get money that comes from other people. All of that, even spouses can be a part of it, with the sun ruling that, or former spouses. So there's an energy here of gaining those kinds of monies. And underneath the umbrella or Russian dolls of that is, look how beautiful this is for us here in December. This trine from Venus around December 20th to Jupiter. We are feeling like self-love, pleased, lucky, beautiful, happy, and lucky. Again, the house of good fortune. So we don't really feel lucky, we really are lucky. So a lot of luck. And the 9th house is a luck house as well. So I could say lucky, 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 because Venus is in the house of you. It makes a grand trine in a very super lucky way. Lakshmi, luck, 9th house matters, right? All right. What else? How could you use this weekend ahead? The weekend again is Venus in the 9th. Plan a trip to a foreign country with a romantic partner. Take a trip to a foreign country with a romantic partner. Do something wonderful and fun and expansive to involve education with a child of yours. Conceive a child or try to. Reach out to a grandchild to do some pleasurable activity together, Friday through Monday. Apply to your favorite college, campus, or university and get the application in, and probably in December get an acceptance letter. I don't know, something like that, because these are academic environments, right? I made my book proposal to my agent, and maybe December 30th, she says, I think we got it finished, or I found a nibble from a publisher. These are interconnected, but all of it is about the sense of bounty, luck, and prosperity and goodness in and from your home, what you do in your home and loan, what happens with property, land, and real estate as well. Certainly, this could bake in the property buying and selling story for a lot of Aquariuses with great auspiciousness connected to it. And last but not least, but best and always best, Pisces, sun, moon, and rising sign. I think this video is extraordinarily long. You are going to be encountering the energy here of Venus. Well, first of all, let's back it up. On May of 1976, May of 2000, and March of 2012. And in each of those timeframes, 76 May, 2000 May, 2012 March, you want to add 12 months, because those are the times where Venus and Jupiter join together here, right here in your 3rd house. And that joining together with Jupiter and Venus indicates that you're having a reset button with a younger sibling, a reset button with short distance travel, skills-based learning and traveling and education, things to do with your neighbors and your aunts, uncles, cousins, nieces, and nephews bring luck, prosperity, bounty, and goodness to you. Some of you may have traveled because of this, gotten in touch with a younger sibling, moved to a new neighborhood. I don't know. You tell me what you were doing in the past, because it's reoccurring again. If you do writing or communicating projects. This is writing, communicating, marketing, and selling. It's mostly a writing house. It's a communicating, thinking house. Your ideas are abundant and prosperous. Your writing projects are abundant and prosperous. Your communicating, buying, selling, marketing things are really good. Your website and social media presence. Now, probably back in the day, you didn't do much of that, right? We're talking about now, this would be like, I'm on social media. I got a website. Things are going well. Here's my blog. These things are starting to thrive, right? The writing especially. Venus is goddess of the arts in the house of writing in Taurus, a fine art, right? So you're going to write something. If you want to write, you'll do it steady and slow, and you'll be prosperous as a result. And with this in the background, the first opening act of Jupiter and Venus. Now, Venus is trining from the 8th house of chunky money, including royalty money, income, inheritance, money you share with your spouse. Mercury witnesses Jupiter. So for a lot of you, it is a spousal story. Something going on with money from your spouse, with your spouse, because of your spouse. Inheritances your spouse got, those monies are in play for some of you. But if you don't have a spouse, that's fine. Then in other words, you're having some money coming to you from legal contracts and business partnerships that drop into your life Friday through Monday in ways that may be connected to a check. Like, here's my tax rebate check. Here's my insurance money payout. Here's money from the bank. Here's money from, a stock investment paying off. I mean, money like this pops up without earning it. With Jupiter in the 4th house, there's a quality here of money connected to property and banking, money connected to legacy wealth, family of origin monies, someone in your upline from your family, passing money on to you. And that's true and possible Thursday through Friday through Monday of this week into next week. It is possible to initiate a new love relationship if you're single, but this will be one you're keeping hidden from the world, right? Secret love blossoming close to home on Friday through Monday. You have the potential to be bounteous, prosperous, and bigger, and get a bigger home and expand your home and be joyful in your home and plentiful in your home and healthy in your home all the way through now until next June. So use this Jupiter transit. Now he's supporting Venus, right? To help bring it here. What is it this you want to do? Connected to houses 4 and 8 and eventually 12. So all the moksha houses light up for you with Venus. She moves here into December 20th into your 12th house and flows this way. Now, it can be buying a house in a foreign country, selling a house in a foreign country, moving your home to a place in a foreign country from where you currently reside. And some of you may put that in gear with the beginning pegs in place this coming weekend and more pegs in place December 20th or so. So that is a larger narrative. These are moksha houses asking for spiritual liberation and spiritual breakthrough from family of origin stuff, from your own subtle psychological garbage in the 8th house, and the deepest awakening of the mokshaful samadhi. So if you're looking for life through a spiritual lens, you could really bust out of a straitjacket here in this next year ahead. And that doesn't necessarily detour you from whatever this is, right? Maybe you're going to write about the spiritual journey. Maybe you're going to communicate ideas about what you break through, Venus trine Jupiter. Something you do from your home Friday through Monday could ultimately bring you unearned income, right? So you are investigating a stock purchase. You are putting your house on the market. You are looking at listing a home. This is a good time to list a home. If you're trying to sell a home, list the home Friday through Monday. It's very, very powerful. And yes, and resilience. Don't give up. Don't give up. Some frustration has been in your 8th house of chunky money. If you're sharing money with a spouse and shared joint bank accounts and investments are included, some really nice energy opens up here. It could be as simple as your spouse communicates to you. They're going to give you a carte blanche credit card to spend what you want. Or they're having some financial glow. Maybe they're going to have something good happen in their lives financially, and it's going to benefit you and them. And luck is close to home, right? It's not far off from you this weekend. It's close to home with Jupiter in the 4th house, Venus in the 8th. But it can come through those 8th house energies. And so that's usually money that's not necessarily something you've earned. So it looks like some money luck for sure. But because it's 4, 8, 12. Some of it is like offside. It's like, oh my God, it's not my great gains in my career. It's not my paycheck per se. So look for some money sweetness coming your way. And this weekend, Friday through Monday. And will it be surprising? Not necessarily. You may have expected it. You may have hoped for it. Because you've had some frustration, and now Venus is curing some frustrations there. Dream weave from home, in your home, at night, in your bed, in your private life, at the midnight hour. Dream weave with Jupiter and the star that allows you to make your dreams true. Do some work on the inner life here this weekend to visualize the deepest aspects of what you desire. Because, Jupiter rules your career house. And ultimately, that's what he cares about. He may give you some prosperity, but ultimately he says, let's use it to find our way in life. What is our purpose here? What's our career? So any money luck, he wants to focus it there eventually, right? There and on your body and health. So take care, you guys, Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Don't forget, this is Synodic cycle story. If you don't get stuck in the sky weather of the week, why? I could be here forever. 12 years from now going, Jupiter trine, 12 years from now, oh my God, look at that, Jupiter trine Venus. And I said that 12 years ago. Watch the old video. It's different every time. The sky rinses and repeats, but it does change in the details. The devil is in the details. All right, thanks for listening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's inordinately long video. My Skyreader course starts the last week of September. I may not teach it again. If you want to get into that class, this may be the last time. I'm moving on to other bigger projects next year in 2024, including 2 books that I'm writing. So it's your last chance maybe to study with me in a more intimate setting. So grab that opportunity down below and see if you're interested. I'll be teaching a more advanced astrology course probably in February. And if that interests you as well, that will be coming through the sky next year. And that's if you take this course and you're ready for the super advanced, really refined tools I'd love to teach you. All right. Ciao, guys. And I'll see you on the next video on Thursday. I'm not even sure what it's going to be on Thursday, but something's coming out on Thursday. So watch for the Thursday video. I drop videos Monday, Thursday, Sunday. Those are my regulars. Sometimes there's other videos in the mix. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.